let's finish up with our, I guess, favorite conspiracy theorist. A call for an uprising, who is out there, believes in Satan and all sorts of stuff. Talking about the Lil Nas shoes again, because of course he is.
This is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Obviously, I've been covering this Satan shoe nonsense with Lil Nas, and I wanted to just do one more follow-up video because, well, it's another learning opportunity for people out there to see how all of these people are connected, how they all use the same signs and symbols in their magazine posts, or magazine covers or shoots, or their posts that they post themselves on Instagram, the lyrics of their songs, the clothing that they wear, the signs and symbols on their jewelry. These are all telltale signs that these people are all in these same secret societies. Maybe not the identical secret society, but all of these
competing secret societies. Fun.
Secret societies have the same end result. They all worship Satan at the end of the day.
Honestly, they should just consolidate then. Seems like they'd be more effective. They can all be like, okay, I know we disagree about how we worship Satan, but we're all here for our Lord and Savior, Lucifer, so let's just get together and we'll torture children. All the same, okay? One big, loving, satanic family.
And it's not just some publicity stunt, like a bunch of imbeciles would think that Lil Nas X, who has an audience geared towards children, somehow...
Does Lil Nas have an audience geared towards children? I don't think he does. He's an adult rap artist.
Despite you-know-what that he does.
He's mentioning the fact that Lil Nas happens to be gay. Who cares?
His spare time. But somehow has an audience geared towards children because of his original song that went viral and all these kids subscribe to him. I don't even understand how people listen to this stuff, let alone how these people act or conduct themselves in their videos or in real life. But just the music itself is just so... You call that music? I mean, give me a break.
He's such a boomer. You call this music? Back in my day, I used to listen to Bob Hope, okay? Let me tell you about the Beach Boys. They used to sing about surfing, which is the thing we used to do back in the day, okay?
Not even these people's real voices, but that's another story for another day. First thing I want to say is there's all these stories that come out because, you know, if you remember the first video I did, which is only a couple days ago, so hopefully you remember, but because of the chemtrails in the sky and the chemicals in the food, some of us will forget.
Chemicals in the food making the frickin' frogs gay.
Things pretty quickly these days. But I talked about Nike's involvement, and people would message me and they said, well, Nike's not really involved. Well, I said in my follow-up video, Nike allows people to use their logo and sell their shoes almost like through affiliate marketing.
I don't know if they do, though, because they're suing the company that made these shoes, Nike.
Sense, but Nike has, maybe they listened to my video, or maybe it was just other people.
Yes, George Nike, the president of the company that is Nike, listened to your conspiracy video and decided to take action. Delusional.
I don't know.
The gay agenda? I don't know if I'd call it the gay agenda on the bingo card yet.
Where they got the feedback. I'm not very important, so I doubt that they listen to me. But Nike has filed a lawsuit against Lil Nas X and his shoes. And that's not what this video is about, so stay tuned, because I want to show you something about a famous celebrity who happens to be wearing the shoes and flaunting them, and you won't be shocked at who it is.
I still think these shoes are ugly, by the way. Like, I don't care that they exist. I'm not a big shoe person. I'm more about hats, which is basically the opposite. They go on the opposite end of your body, whatever. A nice pair of Converse shoes, I'm happy. I don't need all this other stuff. I don't know.
Let's just say she's a virus or he's a virus.
Turn it up. What's this?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. this crap. Yay. Frogs friggin' frogs fair. It's not funny. I'm gonna...
Yeah, the same company did make Jesus shoes. We saw those on another stream.
But Nike's filed a trademark infringement lawsuit against the designer of the Satan shoes. These are the same people, by the way, who came out with these Jesus shoes that had holy water in them, and they advertised it like you could walk on water. I covered this a couple years ago about how there was just blasphemy and it was mocking Jesus. And of course, there were Christians who were like, it's...
So when you do a Jesus shoe, it's mocking Jesus, and when you do a Satan shoe, it's mocking Jesus. It's almost like a call for an uprising, just thinks everything is mocking Jesus.
not, it's honoring him. You know, they're literally...
It's like the people in the 70s and 80s that thought D&D was satanic, and Magic the Gathering is satanic, and everything's satanic! No, it's not. Stop.
saying if you get the shoes, you can walk them.
I say this as someone currently wearing horns with a Baphomet statue in the background. It's not satanic.
Water. It was
not in the literal way that you think, at least.
Total mockery is what it was. So this is the same company, MSCHF. And again, they're only sold 666 pairs of these shoes for, of course, $1,018, which is referenced to Luke 10:18, which talks about Satan falling like lightning from heaven. And they said the shoes immediately have sold out. And Nike has said this. Nike filed a trademark infringement complaint against them relating to the shoes. They said they have no further details to share on pending legal matters. However, we can tell you we do not have a relationship with Lil Nas X. The Satan shoes were produced without Nike's approval or authorization, and Nike is in no way connected. Now, look, we all probably have the same response to this, right? Nike is a major, major brand, probably the biggest brand for shoes and that kind of stuff, apparel, you know, when it comes to sporting, right? Sports. A lot of people believe that the swoosh is really Saturn.
Define a lot of people. This is literally the first time I've heard anyone make that claim.
Saturn's ring. Not going to argue that. The CEO at Nike was affiliated to some of...
See, I've heard different conspiracy theorists say different things. Like, I think I've seen one that, like, said, oh, it's like a serpent tongue, like from Genesis. I've heard all sorts of different things. I've not heard the Saturn thing, though.
This stuff with that guy named Jeffrey, with the last name Steen, and some of the stuff going on there. There was a lot of connections to, let's just say, pizza a few years back.
Mark is offline, says, hi, Hannah just got top surgery this morning, and nothing makes me smile and helps me heal more than some good old roasting of conspiracy theorists mad about queer artists. Congratulations. I wish you a speedy recovery, and I hope you like the results. Great for you.
We all know that Nike is obviously in on this stuff. These people...
Yeah, we can add Saturn to the list. Hold on. This is my list of things that, This is my list of things that A Call for an Uprising and other conspiracy theorists have claimed are satanic or Freemason or whatever. He thinks they're all the same thing, so. Hold on, sorry. Saturn. The fucking planet.
People who run these corporations are all part of the same secret societies. That's how they get in those positions. This is nothing more than a publicity stunt by Nike to save face, because they don't want to show any involvement with this stuff, because people have been calling and saying they're going to boycott, and they get nervous and they get scared because they're in competition with other brands and they want to keep...
I don't think a bunch of easily upset Christians are going to destroy Nike's business.
a squeaky...
Oh, someone has a bingo? Let me check. Will Callie... Now, science work, Q claimed as a source, free space, chemtrails, satanic. When was chemtrails brought up? I do not remember chemtrails ever being brought up. Remind me if I'm wrong. I just genuinely don't remember. Someone let me know. This video? When did he say chemtrails in this video? If he did, I missed it. The bingo command is just bingo. Yeah, other people are confirming it. I must have just missed it. Apologies. Yeah, you win. Hooray. Can I gift you a sub right now? You already have one. Will Kale. Will Kale. Let me write your name down in my Word document real quick, and then we can continue. Come on. Open office. Don't be a bitch. File open. File recent. Will Kale. Alright. Consider yourself on the list of people I owe subs to.
Clean image. So it's a publicity stunt. You think Lil Nas is gonna go to, lose money or anything like that? Give me a break.
I mean, he could. I think it would more so be the company that actually is behind them. But, yeah, it's possible.
In reality, people should be...
More likely, I think they would settle, but...
I didn't know it was legal to sell blood in a shoe, but apparently it is.
I guess so.
But here's the thing I wanted to show everyone, because Lil Nas became famous, and I believe this man, Billy Ray Cyrus, he's the one who kind of, they teamed up together. He came out and, became a big thing. And Billy Ray Cyrus is, he's one of the... He's a rich, famous musician with no song that anyone knows other than Achy Breaky Heart, which is a comedy song because it's an awful horror.
I don't know if I'd say it's a comedy song. It was certainly a one-hit wonder, though. I know he had other, but, that's the one everyone knows.
Horrible song. And this guy has wielded so much power.
And yes, he's Hannah Montana's dad.
In the music industry because this guy is a warlock / witch, whatever you want to call him.
That's pretty sweet.
He is a handler.
Honestly, I think a warlock would probably write a better song than Achy Breaky Heart, but that's just me, I guess.
I believe he's Nas's handler, and we all know he's obviously the handler to Miley Virus, his daughter. And, of course, who was posting and bragging about owning and wearing the shoe on this, I think it was the day before it even came out. She already happened to have a pair.
I mean, assuming she's probably friends with Lil Nas, they're both musicians. He already has a business relationship with her father. They probably know each other. And he was like, check out this shoe that we're making. And she was like, those are fly as fuck. Could I get a pair? And then got her a pair. It's not shocking.
How convenient, right? Miley Virus wearing the shoes. Isn't that wonderful? Who else would wear it, right? And people are just still, they go, oh, they're just trolling you people like a call for an uprising. Says,
they literally are. You are taking the bait so hard. You're still advertising this for them.
She's got the shoes on, obviously the pentagram, the blood in it, and looking more and more like Justin Bieber. But, guess revealing his or her real colors here, Miley Virus. But Miley Virus is somebody I've covered many times, and this is why it's important to note. If you watch the video I did yesterday, I showed Lil Nas X. The first video I did, I showed the music video and all that stuff. And yesterday I did a follow-up video because I wanted people to see the signs and symbols of this guy's flash, because it's a good way to teach people this stuff, because they all do the same stuff. The black and white checker floors, the butterflies, right? Well, Miley Virus, here she is wearing the satanic shoes, promoting it, thinking it's wonderful. And, I've exposed her dozens of times. Here's Miley Virus on stage with all-seeing eye symbolism. Oh, boy, I guess she wanted to be an optometrist, too. We all want to wear an eye...
Call, you literally have an all-seeing eye in your logo. Clearly, people use that imagery for a variety of reasons.
...ball over our breast or nipple or chest or pectoral muscle. So there she is on stage doing that. She has an eye tattooed on her finger. No big deal. Just like, Lil Nas X with the pyramid on his back with the all-seeing eye on it. They're all just huge fans of eyeballs. Of course, she does the all-seeing eye symbol all the time, just like Lil Nas X, just like all these people do. Because these are all occult symbols that show that they're a part of the same secret society that worships Lucifer. These are what the symbols are. They're no different than gang symbols. You get Miley Cyrus doing the shh sign, right? And there are so many...
It's because she's Hannah Montana. And she has a secret. The secret is that she's Hannah Montana instead of... what was the character's name from Hannah Montana? Like Miley Stewart or something? They gave her like a fake name, right? I think, in that show. Did they ever say her last name in Hannah Montana?
With her, it's not even him, her. It's not even worth getting into because
it's like, shh, I have a secret. I'm Hannah Montana secretly.
I mean, every single one, right? The butterflies. I covered that yesterday, right? Here she is with all the butterflies. Oh, what a surprise. She loves butterflies. Lil Nas X loves butterflies. Maybe they should date. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, they still could technically, right? Because he likes to... Okay, anyway, we have the...
Wowzers, he is salty today.
Butterflies, we have the cage, which is another MK Ultra symbol.
Oh, God. Cages now, too? Hold on, I could put that on the list. I don't think I had that. Cages. Do I have cages? I don't. Gotta add cages. Cages.
You always see the birdcage incorporated. Taylor Swift, her, Britney Spears.
I'm pretty sure in the case of this video, this was early on in her career after Hannah Montana. It's a visual representation of her as being raised a child star and constantly being supervised by handlers and Disney. She feels like a caged bird. And the video is like her breaking out of that feeling of being caged by the people around her. It's like the most on-the-nose visual metaphor you could possibly have for her career. And apparently it just goes right over Call for an Uprising's head.
It's not because they're huge fans of birds and butterflies. These are all signs and symbols that the occult use. You get so many of these things that she does with the shh sign, which is the secrecy sign. You know, because this is a Freemasonic gesture that means that the secret is safe in the Brotherhood. You don't reveal the secrets of these secret societies, or you're supposed to be, taken care of, if you know what I mean. And this is stuff you always see Rihanna. They always do the shh. You know, it's not because they're saying, shh, be quiet, I'm in the library reading a book, or shh.
There are only so many things you can do to pose for an album cover. Like, what do you want them to do that is not satanic? Like, would Call for an Uprising if there was literally someone on an album cover who just had, like, their arms at their side and they were completely neutral? I guarantee he would be like, they're showing their lack of emotion. They're showing what the mind control has done to them. It's made them a clean slate. Like, no matter what the pose is, he's going to make up some bullshit to explain why he thinks it's satanic.
Don't tell anyone, I just farted. No.
Yeah, I think that is what Rihanna's saying, actually.
It's a secret society code. It's a message. And if you followed my channel, you know when I was covering the whole stuff involving pizza, Miley was at the forefront because Miley had hundreds of Instagram posts of her dressed up in pizza. Pizza this, pizza that, pizza glasses.
Pizza's pretty rad. Have you had pizza? It's real good.
Obsession with pizza. You see the articles. Miley Cyrus, weird obsession with pizza. Because pizza was code, is code. I don't know if they use it anymore. They probably changed it. But they still can get away with it because they did a whole deflection campaign to make everyone, laugh at this stuff and not even think that it was going on.
Or it's actually ridiculous and people are laughing at you because you're stupid. Probably that one.
It is going on, but pizza was always a code word that they would use for...
No, it's not. Pizza is a code word for a delicious disc of carbs, tomato sauce, cheese, and various toppings.
Or these things involving...
Did I put pizza on the list? That feels like I definitely should have, right? Do I have pizza? How could I have missed pizza? Pizza. Honestly, I'll become a Satanist if I get pizza. Oops, that's the wrong camera.
These little ones. So that's the best way I could put it here on YouTube, folks, without getting a strike or getting taken down. So you should know what I'm talking about. But look at all the pictures with pizza. And she had all
I kind of want that pizza onesie. That's cute.
these bizarre posts with another band, Flaming Lips, I believe their name was, where she would post fetus, babies, and it's just disturbing crap. So it's no surprise that the virus comes out and supports his shoes, and he's posting things on his Twitter apparently where he's like, oh, I'm gonna go broke because of Nike. He's laughing about it because it's a big joke. It's just Nike saying, look, everyone, we're not involved. So everyone goes, okay, we won't boycott Nike, because there is an outrage over it, and it's good that there is one, because these are the types of things that can get Christians fired up, and maybe Christians who start, I don't want to say falling away, but start maybe just getting caught in the world and the things of this world, to just snap back in and be like, realize that this is about spiritual warfare. This is real.
Look at that pizza.
The Bible speaks of this. And it doesn't mean that you have to care about the enemy.
Is that like an actual pizza, or is it a cake shaped like a pizza? It kind of looks like a cake, maybe? I can't tell.
Or hate the enemy.
Seems like she just really likes pizza, which is fine. Pizza's like one of the most popular foods in the world. It's not surprising that it comes up.
I'm not saying stuff like that, like people like to pretend that I'm saying. These are the people who are influencing children. Okay, they know what they're doing. I never said don't pray for them. I just feel like there's more, if you're going to spend, you can't spend 24 hours in a day praying for every single individual on the planet, can you? Unless you just say, I'm going to pray for the whole world. There are a lot of people who are in cages, who just are born into these covenants, who deserve prayers. These people, do they deserve them? You can decide that. That's not my decision. Are they going to get mine? No, because they make a decision. There are some people who are born into this stuff and they don't know any better. But these people know. They've read the Bible more than some Christians have read it. They read it in reverse. Remember, they read it and they look at God in the Bible as evil because of the things that he does and the things he takes away and how.
Stop judging God by his actions in the Bible. Just worship him like it tells you to do.
Now, they can't do what they want, because that's what the satanic mindset is. Do without will shall be the whole of the law. They believe they should be able to do whatever they want and whoever they want, however they want, with no repercussions.
If they're not hurting anyone, yes.
And no judgment, but they will be judged. So this is my...
Okay, if you believe that, that's cool. Not everyone does, and that's people's personal business.
Of course, having the shoe, flaunting the shoe, just unbelievable. These people are just, they don't even care what the perception is, because everybody thinks everything's a joke now. And they laugh. They're like, oh, Christians are being ridiculous, and they're out of control.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
We've lost the right to free speech as Christians over the last couple of years.
Which is why he has a YouTube channel with almost 100,000 subscribers where he bitches about things like this on a daily basis, because he doesn't have freedom of speech.
Look at people who go out and protest outside of clinics that do things that that people shouldn't be going in and getting done.
Okay, if that's your opinion, that's fine, but you don't get to determine that for other people.
To their bodies that involve babies. They're not even allowed to stand out there and protest anymore.
I think you are in most places, but if you're on private property, they can tell you to leave.
They get yelled at and told to leave, or they're harassing. Or how about the library?
Yeah, you are harassing people if you do that. Fuck you if you do that.
You can't go outside of there when they got the old dudes in the long hair and the lipstick inside and say anything.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't go into a library and harass someone. Just for funsies. Not usually a good idea.
So it's gotten to a point where it's like they can flaunt this stuff and they can mock us, but we can't say anything back. And I say, screw that.
Yeah, we're mocking you for being hateful assholes. And you're not allowed to be a hateful asshole. You're allowed to, in public. No one can stop you. You do have your First Amendment. But, on private platforms, they can tell you to fuck off. That's what happens. And no one can be forced to listen to you. Like, if you are telling people a bunch of mean shit and they tell you to fuck off, then fuck off. You have a right to speak. You don't have the right to force people to listen to you, though.
And screw their rules and their hate speech. Because, you know what? There's a lot of us. And if we're fired up in our faith, they're going to have to deal with fiery Christians. But they want everyone lukewarm. They want everyone cookie cutter. They want you to be like the evangelical preachers on the TV who stick their thumbs up their rear end and they go, "We love you. I love you. We love the devil. We pray for the devil. Oh, yes. And we need..."
What evangelical preachers is he listening to?
And prosper and plant seeds, and you could be anything you want in this world. These are all the things they want people to hear. As they say, to tickle their ears and make them, "Oh, the world's a wonderful place." You
Who says to tickle your ears?
don't hear ministers say, "The world's a nightmare." Okay, you're not supposed to love the world. The Bible tells you that.
I'm pretty sure the Bible also doesn't say to fucking hate everyone and everything and be a miserable fuck all the time. Just saying.
Evil and wickedness everywhere, because people don't want to hear that. And that's why people criticize me all the time. Like, he's so negative. He doesn't sound Christian. Well, I'm sorry, I don't sound like your typical Christian that you've been told everyone needs to sound like. But I'd like to think, and there's no comparison because I'm not a minister or anything like that, but I'd like to think if John the Baptist was here today,
He'd probably be like, "Ah, where's my body?" It's a John the Baptist beheading joke. Those are rare.
he'd be pretty livid. And he wouldn't be walking
I
around
don't really give a shit what a dude who lived in the woods and ate bugs thinks about my life. I do not care.
kissing people on the cheek and hugging, hugging Satanists. He'd be screaming at him. But people, they don't like to remember that about John the Baptist. And when you bring up Jesus in the temple, they don't like to remember that either, throwing over the tables and things like that, because they go, "Well, that's different."
That gets brought up all the time. What are you talking about? That's like one of the most famous Jesus stories.
That's a whole different thing. Oh, it is? You think Jesus was here, he would go up to a Satanist and kiss him on the cheek?
Yeah. Jesus told you if an enemy strikes your cheek to turn the other cheek. Jesus didn't say, like, murder all your enemies all the time. Like, read the Bible. And he would come back by, like, Jesus said he came with a sword. Like, okay, are you Jesus? It's almost like Jesus said some contradictory things. Funny.
I think if the guy went up to Jesus and spat on him, he would,
That he literally said in that case to turn the other cheek. That's like one of the most famous things Jesus said.
you got to think about some of this stuff, you know? It's like I always think about Matthew in the Bible, right? You know, Matthew was considered, bad. Tax collector, everyone couldn't stand him. He invited Jesus into his home, and Jesus agreed. So I don't think if a Satanist invited Jesus into his home, he would say no. But I don't expect Jesus to go up to somebody who's doing a ritual on an animal or somebody and just to be like, "I love you," and not stop it from happening or not.
Animal sacrifice was a common practice in Jesus' day. The tables he was flipping over in the story you just referenced were tables where people were doing money changing and selling sacrifices in the tabernacle. Sacrifices to be killed for God. Animal sacrifice was a common practice back then. Does he know anything about what he's talking about? Or does he just talk out of his ass constantly?
Do something about it. You might say, "Well, that's an extreme measure compared to what you're talking about." Well, no, it's not, because these people are grooming society into worshiping the beast.
Not really. Like, I'm an atheist, so I don't think Satan exists.
That's what they're doing. They're manipulating them. Our whole lives are based on our minds. In reality, I'm saying from the standpoint of like how you're persuaded, if you're not in the right frame of mind and you're easily persuaded, even if you have faith, you could be led down the wrong path. And what they do is just mind control and manipulation over and over and influence people. And that's why you see so many Christians who are like, "I love the Lord," and they're like, "And check out my $500,000 Maserati and my $5 million home." And they still love the things of the earth, and they love money, and they love all that stuff. You know, it's one thing we need money to survive and live, but to love it and to is not really, you know, it's kind of a little bit of like a, you know, you pick what those people seem like they pick what they want to interpret in scripture. And I feel this.
And Cole would never do that, except every time he talks about the Bible.
Same way about people who are like, you gotta just love these Satanists too, just like you would love someone who's not, because you're not better than them. No one's saying we're better. Any Christian's better. I'm not better than anyone. I know my faults. I know my temper and stuff. But these people have chosen to worship Satan. Miley Cyrus is chosen. Lil Nas is chosen.
Neither of them worship Satan. I'm pretty sure Lil Nas doesn't believe Satan exists, if I had to guess.
Jay-Z is
I have no idea what Miley Cyrus's religious beliefs or lack thereof are. No idea.
chosen.
And I don't really care. I don't know Miley Cyrus. I don't care.
And what their job is, they get these treasures of the earth and all this money and this fame, and their job is to influence their audience and to make them sinners and love the sin and love the things of the world. And that's a problem. And that's why these people need to be exposed and taken out. And I don't mean like that. I mean, just their fame needs to be taken away. They need to be exposed so people see what they are. So parents just don't let their kids watch this crap like Lil Nas. So sorry I went on a little bit of a rant, but I'm sick of people, you know, defending. I get it. You know, if you want, I get it. Pray for your enemies, right? And pray for those who are lost. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, you know, the whole, let them do what, you're letting them do what they want and get away what they want, and being naive that they don't have influence and power over other people's minds because their fame and fortune do. Look at someone like Michael Jackson. Go watch the Finding Neverland documentary and watch how the parents allowed their children to have all that stuff happen to him because they were so enamored with his fame.
That shit is fucked.
They were blinded by stuff. I mean, this is how the world works with these celebrities. And we need to put a stop to that. So that's Miley Virus. That's my rant. Wearing her shoes, her father, the handler, loving it. Nike saying that they're suing, a publicity stunt, of course. All a show. But at the end of the day, these people just glorify Satan. And when stuff like this happens, it does wake Christians up. It does wake up some people who are sleeping to see what's really going on, which is good. But then there's the whole crop of idiots who think, oh, they're trolling you, and look, they got you all triggered. No one's triggered.
You seem a little upset. I do just want to put that out there.
Okay? I'm pissed off every day. That doesn't mean I'm triggered. I've been triggered. This isn't me triggered. You don't want to see me triggered. I can't be
I actually do. Please show me.
Triggered here on YouTube anymore because I'll be thrown off. Because every time I try to do a rebuttal on somebody who does something or says something about me, I get a strike for bullying when they don't. Because YouTube looks at it and they say, oh, this guy's a pansy. They look at me and they go, well, this guy might make this guy walk off a cliff. So you don't want to.
It's definitely not because you use and imply slurs towards people, whereas someone like me tends to just point out that it's funny that you say really, really ridiculous stuff.
See me triggered. I want to thank everyone for listening to today's show. Reminder, check out the website at callforuprising.com if you haven't. I want to thank the patrons. I want to thank everybody out there for their support. You could always thumbs up the video. That always helps, and share them. So thank you guys. God bless all of you and your families.
Oh, Call. What an interesting fella. Definitely not triggered, though. I really gotta sign up for his website at some point and see what he's got on here. I'm sure it's awful. 506 patrons. Wonder how much money he makes on Patreon. Too much is the answer. Alright, let me read these bit messages and we'll call tonight. I'm gonna go hang out with Jake and Alex.